What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sammy and Marissa's Husbands. Missed out on our Sunday episode, so we'll do a nice Monday episode for you. Uh, Pretty eventful episode, I'd say. We have This Day in History as always, as well as Athlete. Both of those are going to be done by Tyler this time. A little weekend recap, going through everything that we did. Talk about the Lakers head coaching hire, little NBA draft, College World Series, random questions, pet peeves, and final thoughts. So, with that, this day in history.
All right. On today, June 24th, 1987, Lionel Messi was born, one of the greatest soccer players of all time.
Nice.
Yeah, throwing a little soccer action for the one person, two people that like soccer who listen to this thing.
What year did you say? What year was he born?
87.
87. Interesting.
I think the Dodgers won the World Series in 87. It was either 87 or 88 when Kirk Gibson hit that home run.
Is that the famous whatever move that is?
Yeah. Yep.
I
And then
wish I wish I could describe in words what move that is.
he's like limping around the bases. Yeah.
Yeah, almost like
Great.
he's trying to start a lawnmower.
Yeah. That's
He's
either.
doing a cable row coming around first.
Yeah. I was doing some of those at the Sea Witch on Saturday night.
Some
Um,
cable rows.
yeah. In 1947, American businessman Kenneth Arnold saw a number of objects flying like saucers while piloting a small plane over Mount Rainier in Washington. It is considered the first modern sighting of UFOs and gave rise to the term flying saucer.
So, do we really think they're UFOs? Or, I mean, he is in the Northeast. Drugs are big up there.
This is in Washington.
No, Northwest, excuse me.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of drugs out there, but also I believe in aliens. I don't know if I believe in UFOs though. Well,
Now, when you say you believe in aliens, you mean like little green?
no,
No, they're just like other life forms.
just any life form outside of our planet.
Okay, so there could be like bacteria on some other solar system or whatever, and that's an alien to you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Um, I do believe in unidentified objects. I just don't know if they are alien, to clarify.
That's fair.
In 1821, South American patriots under Simon Bolivar defeat Spanish royalists on the plains near Caracas, Venezuela, in the Battle of Carabobo.
I'm sure you said all of that very correctly.
I did. It comes with the territory. And
Yeah, it's probably
last
how
thing,
cultured you are.
Simon Bolivar.
There we go.
In 2022, in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization, this U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, ending the constitutional right to an abortion 2 years ago today.
Damn.
Yeah. I figured we'd end with something light.
Yeah, something light. With the North Carolina governor race, we're facing that. We're not going to get too much into politics, but that could be a hot topic coming up in the North Carolina governor race.
No comment.
Yeah, we'll let you interpret that for yourselves. Interpret. Um,
Incorporation.
Incorporation. We're just adding new words all over the place. Ganter,
Yeah.
interpret.
Hell yeah, bro.
All right, hell of a day in history. Who's our athlete for today? You think
Gene.
no, I was gonna say you think I
Oh,
can guess it, but I mean,
definitely not. I only told you his first name, so I mean, you could possibly get his last name.
no chance. I don't know anybody with the first name Gene, so
Fair enough. He played professionally in the MLB from 1952 to 1963. He was a pitcher with a 3.8 ERA, 888 strikeouts, a four-time All-Star, 1954, 55, and 59. And I guess I don't know why it's saying 59 twice. It's probably 58 and 59. And he won the World Series in 1957 as a member of the Milwaukee Braves. He also played in the NBA from 1952 to 53, 58 to 61, and 62 to 64. So he jumped around a little bit with his, what I'm gathering is baseball was his main sport. And then he jumped around with the basketball. But he did win 3 NBA championships with the Boston Celtics during
I was
that
about
time.
to say, yeah, during that time, it had to be the Celtics.
Yeah, when they were just absolutely wrecking everybody.
Yeah, unfortunately, they won again this year. I'm not happy about that still.
It is not cool.
Not cool
They,
at all.
I mean, was this their 19th or this was their 19th championship?
I think it officially put them one over the Lakers, right?
Yeah, because the Lakers tied them when they won in 2020.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, pretty cool. I mean, 19 NBA championships is wild.
Yeah, I mean, and if you think about they've only won 2 championships since 1990.
Yeah, that what, '08 and then now?
Yeah, I mean, they haven't, it's not like they've been dominant for the past 30 years.
Yeah, but they've always been around. They're
They've had
usually in the conversation.
Yeah, they've had good teams. I mean, and after they blew up the big 3, I mean, they drafted well, were able to stay relevant.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about Boston being such a great city and everything. But the Celtics had to book a flight to go party in another city
In a
after they
bunch.
won. So like they didn't like want to stay in Boston and party and celebrate in Boston. They booked a flight to Miami to go celebrate, which I thought was kind of weird. Like, why not stay, go out in Boston and do your thing? I mean, I know the Boston bar scene is weird. Um, Everything closes at midnight apparently, which I thought was kind of odd.
That sucks.
Yeah, so you can't say you have a great, sports city if your team that wins a championship can't even stay and celebrate your championship in your city.
They didn't even wait a full 24 hours.
No, literally on the whiteboard, before the game started, they had like noon flight to Miami, like written down as like their motivation.
Let's get the fuck out of Boston.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. Except Boston wouldn't be a bad place to be right now, like in the summer, spring, summer, early fall. But like, I want no parts of Boston during the winter. That sounds miserable.
Yeah, I would probably like it right now. It's miserable here.
Um, I'd still rather 100 degrees than 32 degrees any day of the week.
Uh, I don't think so. I don't, not for me.
Man, I'd rather sweat any day of the week than be cold.
I don't know. I feel like I switch like when it's hot, I'm like, man, I wish it was cold. And when it's cold, I'm like, man, I wish it was hot.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously that's kind of, I mean, honestly, that like sunny and 75 is the most comfortable temperature. 100 degrees is wild. Like on my drive home, which we'll get into a little bit, my temperature gauge was like 101 and I had been driving for a while. So it's not like it was just sitting there baking in the sun. Like it was freaking hot.
Yeah, I always wonder about those car temperature gauges, like if they're accurate or if they're just getting the sun beating on them, if that like affects how well they measure the temperature. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
it definitely affects if your car is like parked. So like if your car is sitting in just a asphalt parking lot for, 6 hours, it's not going to be a completely accurate reading. but I think when it's on and when it's moving, it gives a pretty accurate what it feels like temperature. It might not be like the actual temperature, but with the heat index and what it feels like, I feel like it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially with it, the air flowing on it just to get that stagnant heat off of it just while you're driving.
Yeah,
So,
um, for sure. But go over a little weekend recap. So, I was in town this week. Everybody got together. It was a good time. Played a little softball, hit the beach. Softball, we already talked about the Tuesday game. Um, nice little win. The Thursday game, we got walloped pretty good.
yeah, they flip dipped and fried us. There's no question about it. And it's not even like they were that great. I mean, they were better, I would say, but I don't think they were 15-0 in the fourth better.
No, they definitely weren't. And they did play good. They hit the ball well. They made the plays you're supposed to make. We didn't hit the ball great, and we did not make the plays that we were supposed to make. I will say I'm 5 for 6 on the year. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm currently still 0 for 8 with one walk.
Yeah.
So
And you didn't go to the batting cage. So, it all is well.
I still have 0 fielding errors, and you have one.
Yeah, I did drop a fly ball and left. Should have caught it. It was a tough play, but should have caught it, hit my glove, and then smacked my wrist pretty good. That didn't feel great. And then, I got a little overzealous on some of the throws, thinking I was freaking Manny Ramirez out there in left field, just launching the sucker.
Yasiel Puig.
Yeah, I was just head down launching. I made a couple good throws. A couple were not catchable.
You also gave one of the girls on our team, Jaden, a nice shiner on her calf.
Yeah, I probably could have hopped that one a little longer.
Yeah,
But you guys are supposed to have a game tonight. From my understanding, it's probably going to get rained out
I hope so. But
because you're supposed
now,
to you're supposed to play the good team tonight, aren't you?
yeah, if we do play, I don't want to foreshadow, but we're probably gonna get fucked and sucked.
In a bad way, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and we don't want it a bad way.
Against your will, fucked and sucked. Nice. Um, Question for you. They will inevitably beat you on the softball diamond. Will they outdrink you though?
It's tough for me to drink when we're losing. I don't, you know, but
You
I
could
can tell if I can tell you if I wanted to. No, they couldn't.
I'm sure they think the same thing. What would be funny is you guys have like a whiteboard that you take to every game and hang outside the dugout, and just every beer drank, you just put a tally. It's like your scoreboard versus the real scoreboard.
That would be funny.
Yeah, I think you need to implement that.
I think it
Um,
would. We'd have something to play for.
you
You
boost
know.
morale a little bit, even if you're just getting absolutely shit canned.
Yeah, shotgun a couple beers.
Yeah, I think you need to have a over under how many beers you drink as a team that will inevitably get you guys the win. So you say like, hey, if we drink 12 beers as a team, like we're gonna win this game.
Got to find that happy medium though, like 12, and then but if you hit 14, we're getting destroyed.
Yeah, so there's definitely a fine line to where, you're you're seeing two softballs out there as a fly ball, versus just feeling a little extra confidence.
It does concern me playing first base when you have Ed throwing absolute fucking piss missiles at you.
True, he does throw the ball hard. I do remember in high school. I mean, he always played third. From like all I can remember is Ed always played third, and rightfully so because he's got a crazy arm. But I could imagine one comes on a little short hop. It's a little intimidating.
Yeah, you're telling me. I
It's
have, I,
called soft. It's called softball, but that ball's not soft.
yeah, every time he throws the ball to me, my butthole tightens up.
Yikes.
Close your eyes. Pray for the best.
Just hope it hits you in the glove.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sure you don't have that same feeling with Wes at second base.
Uh, no, I don't. He does not throw the ball that hard to me. Uh, Mainly because we're standing 3 feet from each other.
That
So
is true. Yeah, that is true.
he can throw it hard when he wants to, but I will say when he throws it hard is when he hops it. He doesn't
Yeah,
he doesn't take his time.
yeah, yeah.
He's
I
like
feel you.
so concerned about turning the double play that he'll hop it to me. If he just
Yeah.
took his time and if he just took his time, we'd get it. Then
You
I don't want him taking too much time. So it's really, you got to find it.
just like everything, then have your medium. I think you need to get a first baseman's mitt.
Yeah, probably. It's honestly amazing how good I've done with that one.
Hey, whatever works though, I guess. You know what I mean? No errors. Might as well just keep rolling with it. But I do think it'd give you um, a bigger opening. Maybe it'll make it worse. Maybe you should just stick with what you got. If it's working, it's working. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna rock till I drop.
so this weekend I got a few beach days in. I know you weren't able to join, but the beach was nice. I got lucky with some weather. Sat out there. Unlike you, liberally applied sunscreen and didn't get burned at all. I got a nice base tan going. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to the beach this weekend as well. I'm going up to Massachusetts with Sam's family. So a couple more beach days, and then the weekend after that, I'm coming back up to the greater Wilmington area, and I'll be getting some fun in the sun for July 4th as well.
Oh, you'll be up here for the fourth?
Kind of sort of. I'm gonna be at Ocean Isle Beach.
Uh,
So I don't know if I'm going to be able to see you guys or not, but I would like to at least make it in there at least one night. I'll probably do dinner with my dad and maybe see what you guys got going on. I don't know if it'll be I don't know if we'll have a burning event because I have to leave Saturday anyway. So I'll be up Wednesday night, Thursday for the 4th, that Friday for the 5th, and then I'll leave Saturday. So it'll be a quick trip.
yeah.
I doubt you guys will have a softball game on the 4th.
Oh, if we do, I won't be going.
True.
I'll be at the Montgomerys.
Oh, you're doing that again?
Yeah.
Corey's gonna be back in town, I'm assuming.
No idea.
You're going regardless.
I've gotten the invite.
All right, that's what's up. That's always a fun little 4th of July party. They've always done that. Really fun.
I think one year me and you won. I think we were in high school. We won 10 games in a row of beer pong.
Yeah, greatest beer pong performance of all time.
Yeah.
But
So yeah,
yeah,
every time I've played since has failed to live up to that.
well, nothing will ever live up to that. We were unbeatable. Still are. Can't remember what time I lost.
I haven't. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if I did lose, is because I just didn't want, the other friends and players to feel too down on themselves. You got to give them the little wins sometimes.
We've never lost in a tournament, and that's a fact.
That is a fact, 2 for 2. Hey,
That
when
is
there's
a
when there's money on the line, who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
And
damn
then
right. Yeah, call Ghostbusters first and then call us. Um, but the main event for the weekend was the burning of CB, and I feel like we put a nice scorcher on it. The Sea Witch will not forget our group.
yeah, I was pretty saucy.
Yeah, I was toasted pretty good. We went to Fat P to start, which we don't usually do, but I do like that as a starter. However, I have never seen the Fat P so crowded.
Also, we're never in there that early.
Right, exactly. Most of the time we're in there, it's like 1 o'clock, and the crowd has gone by then. It's just the locals, which this had the local regulars as well as every single person that was visiting Carolina Beach that weekend. So I don't want my local dive bar to be infiltrated by the tourists. I think we need to take it off Yelp, get the Fat P off the Google. as George Bush would say.
But nights like that help keep Fat P in business in the off season, you know?
And that's fair, I guess. They did sell a lot of beer. Um, but me and Allie had a nice little game of Battleship, which was fun. I like the board games that they have. I destroyed her, of course. We didn't even get to finish. It was a nice sweep. She didn't even hit one of my ships. Just goes to show you how strategic my placement of ships were.
Also, she's a woman.
That is true. She is a woman, which, she was at a disadvantage.
Yeah. I did notice you take on a couple Montucky cold snaps.
Snacks,
Snack?
cold snack.
Oh, I've been calling it cold snap.
So there are cold snaps, and that is I believe, Samuel Adams. Um, I can't remember which seasonal it is. I think it's a summer deal, but they have cold snaps. Cold snacks are the PBR of the West, Montucky cold snacks.
Is that something that you came up with, or
Yeah, I don't know why that is, but I think it's gonna stick. So it's the PBR of the West. They're usually pretty cheap. Um, and they're pretty good. It's a solid beer.
I wish I would have. I don't even. Did I try it?
I don't know. I mean, it's nothing overwhelming. It's not gonna blow your mind. It's kind of like a PBR, which is why I call it the PBR of the West. And they have them a lot on like the West Coast is where I, first started getting into them was Colorado.
I I still can't believe it's cold snack.
It's a cold snack, yeah.
I thought it was cold snap.
No, it's a cold snack, and I think that goes into my granddad always has a saying that you can't eat on an empty stomach, aka like you don't want to eat so your buzz goes away. And it's a very fitting name, it's a cold snack. You need a little snack, have a cold snack. Have a Montucky.
That makes sense. My grandpa had a similar saying to that. It was you can't fuck on a limp dick.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably even more true.
Yeah. Thought I'd put that out there.
But after Fat P, we did almost a reverse walk. Normally, we're taking the walk from Sea Witch into the boardwalk area, but this time we went to the boardwalk area to the back door of Sea Witch, which was a nice change of pace, I believe. And we went into Sea Witch. Sea Witch was jam packed as always. They had a great band with a wide variety of music. Played a little Justin Timberlake, um, all kinds of stuff. The shots started rolling in at Sea Witch, and that is where it took a downhill spiral for me. Um,
Yeah. I don't remember too much after about like pretty much when Wes got there is when my mind started to melt. And then all I know is I was dancing. Me and Marissa, I don't know, we were feeling each other on the dance floor. I don't know if you caught any of that.
yeah,
But
I did. I was trying to look away and give you guys some privacy. I'm sure some old men that were standing there scoping out the old ladies got a nice show.
yeah, man, we were just we were in the moment.
Um, it
We
was
were
a
just
good time. Yeah, just living. I love when a good song starts playing and it's usually like some older like boy band punk rock song and Marissa just gives a nice oh she, she gets into it. I love that shit.
yeah, she had a good time. I'm trying to think what the fucking there. Oh, 500 miles by the Pretenders. Is that? Let me fucking Google it real quick before Mike sent a Snapchat about how much of a cuck I am.
That was a funny Snapchat by Wes. Um, and a great song to play by a band. Like you want to get the people going, play some 500 miles.
Oh, it's the Proclaimers. The
Proclaimers.
Pretend the Pretenders are another band. I'm sure your brother's gonna be like, you don't know all the songs and the release dates, but I don't.
No, but that's what the Google's for.
Le Google.
Le Gouga. So the Sea Witch didn't have PBR, which was pretty disappointing. Um, so I was drinking on some Modelo's or Modelo's as they've came to be known. And those were hitting the spot pretty good.
They they were hitting, honestly. I feel like on a warmer day, like a Modelo, a Corona, it's gonna hit you better than if you have it wintertime.
It does. It's an elite cookout beer, elite beach beer. Most of the time, though, like I don't want those in a can. If I'm drinking a Modelo or a Corona, I really want it out of a bottle. And most beaches, you can't have glass on the beach. Which actually brings me to another point. I was at Tennessee Avenue, where the tiki bar is. That's primarily where I went to the beach. And they have a sign when you're walking out over the little, for lack of a better term, pier or walkway out to the beach. Um, that says no glass, which is, um, no duh. But it also says no alcohol. So you're not allowed to drink on Carolina Beach anymore?
I don't think we ever were.
Really? I mean,
Yeah,
obviously people were out there drinking. They just had koozies on their cans and stuff, but
I think I don't think you've ever been able to, but I think it's just kind of unspoken. You have a koozie on or you put it in like a cup.
yeah, I know Wrightsville Beach was big on no alcohol, and I actually got a drinking ticket.
I remember that.
Yeah, fuckers.
That was in college, right?
I think it was in college. Um, but I never paid that. Never paid that fine.
Take it, take me to court, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, he was a park ranger. He wasn't a cop. So, I mean, I wasn't gonna actually listen to him. But I thought he was just gonna give me a warning. And he was like, "Hey man, like you can't drink that." I was like, "Oh, my bad." And he's like, "Yeah, but you can if you can drink it if you have a koozie on." I was like, "What the hell does that make a difference?"
And he gave you a ticket.
Yeah, $50.
Fucking idiot.
And I said, "This is something to wipe my ass with." Actually, I didn't say that, but I just threw it away and never paid it.
I need something to wipe my ass with.
Exactly. Um, but yeah, so the shots started rolling in at Sea Witch. That's when Wes showed up. I probably took 4 tequila shots in the span of 45 minutes, on top of God knows how many Modelos. um, and then we transitioned, and I thought everyone was heading into Silver Dollar, and then come to find out, only like 3 or 4 of us went into Silver Dollar. We were there for maybe 45 seconds. Went in for a Jello shot syringe, the famous Jello shot syringes. No one else came in, so we hit our syringes and then we left. I don't know why people weren't feeling Silver Dollar. It was a little packed in there.
There were discussions about food. Food overwhelmingly influenced the party, and I think I want to transition. Uh this is gonna be a hot take. So prepare yourself. I want to transition away from ending at the dive.
I like transition away from ending at the dive. Dive seems like a second or third stop to me.
Like
Um,
when we're there and it's just food, and I've had, 10, 11, 12 drinks, and then I house a full fucking chicken salad sandwich, fries, and then I eat Marissa's food that she didn't want to eat. I'm falling asleep. Like I had to get up and go outside. I had a blank hour where I don't know what the fuck we were doing. And then I'm eating, and then I had to go stand outside. Some little fucking dude out there was talking to me, and I didn't want to talk to him. I'm like sitting there just trying to get air so I don't fucking throw up everywhere. And then he said, it's a funny thing you can do. And then I was just like, what? He was like, you can start saying you're welcome instead of you're welcome. And people will just think you talk funny. And I said, are you calling me welcome? And then he said, it's funny, right? And then 4 people walked by, and the dude was like, You're welcome, to four people. And they all just were like, thanks. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I went back inside. It's like, I don't want to be around this guy.
Yeah, you're probably right to separate yourself from that guy, but I do think ending somewhere other than the dive would be good. I remember the times where we used to go to Pops um, for late night food after the night was over, because I believe Pops stayed open till like 3. Um, and Pops had good food, but
I think they close at 12 now.
really,
Yeah, because past couple of times I've wanted it, it might have been maybe it wasn't a weekend night. It's a
yeah.
possibility. But I actually have a video or a picture of Wes and Corey sitting on the bench outside of Pops from last year or 2 years ago. And Corey looks like he just took a deep breath. And if you zoom in, there's a big giant pile of throw up next to him that he did.
That's awesome. But yeah, we can explore not ending at the dive. And I do understand like the dive does have good food. So like, but it's not one of those places that I want to sit down at a table and eat. I think, me and Wes had a good time out there, like half dancing. Wes was getting his boogie on. I was kind of just like standing behind him laughing at him, which was fun.
He I came over to stand with you guys after my almost puking, and Wes bumped into a guy twice hard. And the dude was like 6'6" for like no reason. He's a big goofy dude. And he just kind of looked down at Wes. And Wes turned around, looked at him, gave him a head nod, and then just started like dancing on him again. And then I immediately went back and sat down. I was like, I'm not in the headspace right now.
So, I don't, to be honest with you, I don't remember much from the dive. Um, I do remember Wes, um, Not Like Us played the Kendrick diss song about Drake, and Wes turned into Kendrick Lamar and was absolutely getting down to Not Like Us.
Does he know the not like us? He's the not like. He's not the us.
He's not the us. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think he was feeling it pretty good. And hey, if he wants to get down to it, then it is for him. I was jamming
Yeah,
to it too. That's a fun
I'm
that's a fun little dancing song.
I'm not for music being for a certain group of people anyway, but the people he's talking about are us.
True. Or the Drakes of the world.
Yeah, which is not.
Um, which is not us, yeah. So after that, we all went home, went to sleep. Um, I then slept in later than I thought. You woke me up. I think I left 10 minutes later after waking up. Had an absolute horrid experience driving 8 hours back home. I got Bojangles on the way out, which like in the short term was a great idea, but like after like 3 hours was not good. I was hurting and so dehydrated. Honestly, I'm just now starting to feel better. Um, I wasn't even that hungover when I woke up. It was just sitting in the car all day, drinking nothing but a large Mountain Dew and having a bacon, egg, and cheese fucking biscuit.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like it's not the best for hydration.
No, I probably should have just hit like freaking Smoothie King or something, and that would have helped a lot more.
The Yesterday I was just so tired. We woke up and we went to Starbucks to get like a iced coffee thing. And they made mine wrong. They put like so much whipped cream in it, like half of it was whipped cream. And I specifically asked for it not to be made that way. They did it anyway. So I was enraged, like so unnecessarily mad, taking deep breaths and shit, thinking about smashing my hand through the fucking windshield. Then we went to get a bagel, which banged. And then I slept for like 4 hours. Just fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah, I would have really, really, really liked to do that. Um, but I didn't get the chance to. And now I'm home and I work today and all is well in the world. I got a nice little workout in. Um, but It's that time. We are going to take a short commercial break and we'll be back at it. Are you on the thicker side of life? Do your thighs rub profusely while doing common things such as walking? Don't waddle in the streets of downtown on your wedding night. Lube up with Body Glide. Great for runners and non-runners. All right, thanks to that ad by Body Glide, we are back with our Monday episode. Um, Jumping back into it. Um, Lakers hired JJ Redick. Oh goodness. The Lakers hired JJ Redick as their coach. You got any thoughts on that?
Um, it's interesting seeing he has no coaching experience, but I think he'll be a good player coach. Player first. Played in the league for 14 whatever years. Seems friendly with LeBron. We'll see how long that lasts. He's tend to had issues with coaches in the past, other than like mainly the last couple coaches, Darvin Ham, and the other one that comes to mind was before Ty Lue, David Blatt.
Yeah. I do think, he probably advocated for JJ Redick to be in the coaching conversation. They do that podcast together, and I think they have a good relationship. Now that relationship is going to change while JJ is now the coach. I just wonder how it's going to change. Do you think the Lakers are over or under 47 wins? They were 47 and 35 last season.
And they barely made the plan.
They were the seventh seed.
That's not true. They were the 7th seed. Did D'Lo decline his option?
I'm not sure.
Fuck it. I'll say over because GOAT.
Over 47.
Not by much.
Not by much, right? The West is competitive. I think over 47 wins puts them in a pretty good position. Because even like the 5 and 4 seeds were at like 56 wins. So it's pretty competitive out there. I think over 47 would definitely get them a lock in a actual playoff seed. I would like to see them not have to play in that play-in game because I do think it takes a lot of steam out of them, especially having to play the Nuggets first round. So, yeah, I think it's a good hire. I'm excited. I hate that JJ Redick went to Duke because I don't like rooting for anyone that went to Duke. But, I think it'll be a good hire. I think they'll have a successful season. I think if they get a couple of shooters, he's really going to know how to get them involved. And I know that Braun needs shooters.
Yeah, I mean, it's been the same story for fucking 22 years. Surround them with shooters, you win.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But NBA draft, first round is Wednesday the 26th, second round Thursday the 27th. If you're a GM with the first pick in this draft, who are you going to take?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to keep it American, and I'm going to take Donovan Clingan.
I think he's safe. I do think he's safe. I think the Hawks are going to take that like Alex Sarr guy. I think that's how you say his name. But he kind of has that same build of like these new generational freak talents, the Wimbys and the Chets. He would be a good pick. I really like the Stephon Castle dude from UConn as well. He was a freshman. Didn't do a whole lot just because of the UConn style of play, but I think he's going to translate to the NBA pretty well. Clingan is definitely safe. I think he's going to be a good big man in the league. I don't think he's going to be some superstar that, is all NBA for his career. I think he's going to be a good anchor defensively and be a good player, though.
The thing I just looked at had Clingan going 6 to the Hornets, which would be cool.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I do think if he doesn't go first to the Hawks, he drops a few. Um,
They got this other French kid going number one in the mock draft I'm looking at right now, Zachary Risike.
yeah, I've seen that too. I think everybody's on that, like, we need to find the next Wimby. And truthfully, there may not be another person like Wimby ever.
No, yeah, I mean this is the same. I mean it's cyclical. This shit happens all the time. It happened when you got Yao Ming, and then they're like, okay, we need to go international. And then you'll have a couple busts, he'll go back to college. And then you'll have a couple busts, they'll go back international. A guy like Wemby, you know, my only hope for him is that he can stay healthy because he's so fucking big.
Yeah, and I mean, he really does seem to take care of his body, unlike these huge players that have in the past. He seems pretty limber, pretty flexible. He's had some scary, like, joint things that have happened where he's rolled his ankles and he's just bounced back. I think it's because, he does really take the time to work on strengthening those ligaments in his ankles and stuff like that. If he stays healthy, man, like, that's gonna be scary.
Yeah, he's an absolute freak.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he's on honestly, it scares me
Yeah.
that he I need to see more than 1 year. I'll leave it at that. I need to see more than 1 year
Yeah.
before I start giving him any kind of putting any kind of label on him.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he stays healthy just for basketball's sake and his sake. I don't want anybody to have a season or career-ending injury, obviously, but traditionally those guys that are huge and just freaks like that tend to have some injury problems. I'm going to be tuned in though. Um, but moving on, College World Series. Not going to talk too much about it, but the series is tied 2-2 or 1-1, excuse me, between Tennessee and Texas A&M. Game three is tonight at 7. Tennessee's favored by 1.5. I think if I was a betting man, I'd probably take Texas A&M plus 1.5. Um, but really, that's a toss-up game. Um, if it was if Tennessee was favored by 0.5, I'd probably take Tennessee because I do think they're going to win, but I don't like leaving that run on the board. One cool thing with the College World Series is they do this Jello shot competition. Have you seen anything about the Jello shot competition?
Is it where you see which school alumni buys the most shots or whatever kind of thing?
Yeah, basically. So there's this bar in Omaha called Rocco's, I believe. I think that's the name of the bar, but it's Rocco's Jello shot competition. All the proceeds go to food banks from the college's home city, which I think is pretty cool. So it's not like a profit for the bar. But basically, the competition is to see which school's fans or alumni buy the most Jello shots. Tennessee is destroying everybody. 32,573 Jello shots over the course of the College World Series, which is crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, so I mean, even if they're $1 each, which I'm sure they're not, I mean that's 32,000 bucks. Um, and it traditionally does go to the two teams that are playing the longest, typically have the most shots. So right now, number one is Tennessee, number two is Texas A&M. Um, but it is cool to see, which colleges, some of the colleges that, were out the first round are way up there because their fans are just super into the Jello shot thing. Um, so I'm paying attention to the Jello shot competition just as much as I am the actual College World Series. But I do think that's going to be a good game tonight. So if you're bored and want something to watch, which I guess you're going to be listening to this tomorrow, so the game will have already passed. But I might tune in. I don't really have tons to do, so I might tune in and watch that.
I'm gonna throw a curveball at you since we're talking about baseball,
Hmm.
and then I'm gonna switch it to something that is outside of our scope of things we normally talk about. Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight.
Yeah, that's tonight, Game 7.
Yeah, the Oilers have come back from 3-0 to tie the series at 3-3. I want you to make your pick right now. Oilers or Panthers?
So something there's something cool. It's Game 7, best word in sports or phrase in sports, I guess. Um, down 3-0. I know that's like an anomaly in NBA, but it has happened a couple times in hockey, I do believe.
Mhm.
Um, Florida Panthers are favored, but as they probably should be favored. I'm gonna take the was it Edmonton?
Edmonton Oilers.
I'm gonna take the Edmonton Oilers. I think they're gonna pull it out. I think we're gonna make some history.
Yeah, let's see if we can give some good energy to them because pretty much everything we ever say is the opposite. But I like history, so I'd like to see. I think Kevin said it was be the first time since 1942 it's happened in the Stanley Cup Final. So I'm gonna take Edmonton, and we probably just cursed them, but good luck, guys.
We definitely cursed them. But there is one thing about momentum, and I feel like in a sport like hockey, momentum is big.
Are you saying that because it's hard to stop yourself on ice skates?
That could be why I'm saying that.
Bitch. All right.
Um, yeah, but
Sorry.
that's game 7, man. I might have to tune into that. I have a hard time watching hockey on TV, but every time I've seen a hockey game in real life, it's been an awesome experience.
Yeah, I don't really watch it on TV much, or I should say ever. But it was really fun going to a game last year. So this next season, I'm definitely going to make it a priority to hit a Hurricanes game.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. Um, but with that, that's about all the sports we have. You got any random questions?
I could go for days, dude.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. All right, I got one to start. All right. If you were an umpire, what would your strikeout call be? Are you going to be real animated and get into it, or are you just going to be a calm, cool, collective? Are you gonna demonstrate for me right now?
I'm gonna go right hand in the air like this,
Yeah,
like I'm tossing something.
yeah.
I'm gonna kick it back, cable row, and then I'm gonna go. "Ah!"
Okay, so just one good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's physical comedy, you know.
Right.
Hand up, cable row.
I like it. Got to get in there pretty good. I think, the umpire's sole responsibility is embarrassing that hitter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you don't want to let them off the hook.
Yeah, I think imagine on Wes's absurd strikeout if that umpire just gave him just a hard, hard strike three call. Given that was a swinging strikeout and they typically don't do their strikeout punch out on a swinging strikeout. Um, but that would have just been salt in the wound.
Yeah, that would really, especially because he knows he's struck out and he knows he reached for it and he knows he almost broke his leg reaching so far. And he knows there was a certain somebody in the stands immediately talking shit. You know,
He may have tried to fight that umpire.
what if you get whipped
Like
after?
like you come at the umpire and he puts you down.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's a bad look. You gotta keep the bat in your hand for that one. Could you imagine uh citizen of Carolina Beach gets thrown out of game for assaulting umpire with a baseball bat?
A lifetime ban.
Bryce has to come physically remove Wes from the softball field. That would have been
He
good
would
stuff.
he'd have to find another sport to play because he's retired from basketball. And now he's got a lifetime ban from softball. What sport does he pick up?
That's tough. It depends what we're considering a sport. It's not going to be bowling because I've seen that man at Rock and Bowl.
I could uh I could mold him into a ping pong player.
Get him out there on the tennis court.
No, he can't play tennis. It's the same movements as basketball. If he's worried about getting hurt playing basketball, he'd get hurt playing tennis. It's the same exact movements.
That's fair. All right, so that's my random question.
All right, I got another one. Pretty, it's a layup. Uh, What is your favorite sporting event to watch live?
So I've never been to an NBA game. Obviously, I've watched a lot of basketball live. Um, that's the sport I probably know most about, so I can follow along the best. However, obviously, I know football, I know baseball. There is something about sitting in a baseball stadium, watching a good baseball game, um, having a overpriced tall boy beer that's warm by the time you're done drinking it. Um, but I have to say, if I'm going to attend a sporting event, I think baseball's good. They always play great walk-up songs. The fans get into it. I think it's a cool fan atmosphere.
I think I'm gonna also say baseball. I haven't been to an NBA game, which is surprising me. I've seen, multiple college basketball games, but smaller schools, UNCW stuff. I saw Army versus Navy when I was a kid. Um, been to a couple MLB games, a couple minor league baseball games, one hockey game, a couple NFL games. I think baseball overall is probably just the best suited to have people in the stands, I think. You got the seventh inning stretch. You got, I mean, I'm sure they do have other vendors, but in my head, when I think of like the popcorn guy, the hot dog guy, it's a baseball game.
100%. They're coming around like get your popcorn here, all that good stuff, and um, nothing like having a ballpark frank either.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ballpark frank,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah, so I'd definitely say I think baseball's my favorite to watch live.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Or not necessarily favorite to watch, favorite to be a
Best experience.
spectator at. Yeah, best experience, exactly.
Yeah, because baseball is never going to be the best to watch.
Right.
Unless playoff baseball is good though, but you know, it's not the I wouldn't say it's the most spectator friendly if you're not a big baseball fan. I mean, we're baseball fans, so it's different for us. But like something like hockey, if you don't know anything, is probably the most easily digestible.
Yeah, I agree. I think hockey I could see people getting a little lost, but I mean, all in all, you put the ball in or the puck in the net and that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's fast pace. You see a fight, everybody gets excited. Granted, the game I went to, there was no fight, but whatever.
Um, but yeah, I think baseball's best to be a spectator at for sure. Okay. All right. Next one, a little more philosophical or political, I guess. So, should women be draft eligible? So, there was a little bit of a change. It's always been that, the selective service, right? When you turn 18, you have to register for the draft. It's been legally mandated. Well, now they change it to an automatic entry into the draft when you turn 18 as a male. Basically to prevent people from just like not registering because people would get the legal binding piece of mail and just not do anything about it. So with that, all males are eligible to be drafted when they turn 18. Obviously, pending any injuries that prevent you from being able to serve and stuff like that. But do you think women should also be mandatory draftees?
No.
Why?
Um, mainly because I wouldn't want my wife to be drafted, and she's a woman.
That's fair. But as an
Well,
18-year-old kid, you have no significant other.
no, I mean it's different. I mean everybody wants to act like we're all equal, and we are in terms of rights and you know pursuit of happiness and all that shit. But I don't think a woman should be subjected to possibly having to serve in the military or get drafted into a war. And maybe that's a little old school thinking, but that's just how I feel about it. I wouldn't, my mom was 18 once. I wouldn't want my mom to have to do that. My wife, my aunts. I'm gonna say no. And
Yeah,
I'll stand if you got a problem with it. I got 6 inches for you. That's really 5, whatever.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. You're allowed to think that you don't think women should be able to be drafted, but I mean, to me, I think if men have to be if men have to put their name in the draft pool, then I think women should also. Obviously, they might not do the same job in the military, but there's something for everyone. Just men don't have to be in the military. And I think if, we're talking equal rights and all this stuff, I mean, they should have to do it just like we do.
Now, I'm not saying women shouldn't be allowed to be in the military, to clarify.
No, yeah, no, I wasn't thinking you were saying that.
Yeah, but some people are dumb.
Some people are dumb.
Women have every right to be in the military if they want to be.
There would be less sexual assault in the military if there were no women.
If there were no women,
Correct.
they would just be raping the twinky little dudes.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that would happen, but not nearly as prevalent as it does.
Are you going to do anything to stop that?
You talking about using my position in the military to stop sexual assault?
Yeah.
I'm going to create an environment conducive of winning. And in an environment conducive of winning, there is no room for sexual assault.
Good.
Yeah, you like that?
Well played. So I guess just like that, it's been solved. Racism ended.
Yeah, simple as that.
Good.
Yeah, that stuff, racism, sexual assault takes you out of the fight. We can't afford to be out of the fight.
Yeah, how are you going to sexually assault someone you expect to have your back on the field of battle?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that is a big issue. And one that we have yet to figure out the answer to. Hopefully we do figure out the answer to. And I think, just embracing that team concept, and I don't know. Who knows? But that's another story for a different day. I think women should be able to be drafted if men should be able to be drafted.
And I think women have the right to volunteer. I don't think they should be automatic. I don't know if I believe in the draft at all, to be honest with you. But that's another story for a different day. I had to sign up for it, so I still have my draft card somewhere. Am I out of it now? Am I not eligible anymore?
No, I think you're still eligible. I don't know what age makes you non-eligible, but yeah, if there was a draft, I think you would definitely be in the pool.
Is it true that only children can't be drafted, or is that a myth?
Well, you have to be 18.
No, I know. I'm saying like I've heard that like if you're an only child, you can't be drafted.
I don't know. I think that at one point was part of the stipulation. But I don't know what the draft rules say.
I
You
probably
may
wouldn't
be,
anyway because I've had knee surgery.
yeah, potentially you'd probably be less of an ideal candidate for it. I don't know if you're medically unfit to serve though.
No, I'm definitely not. But I could probably say that. You know what I
You
mean?
probably could.
I
You could
want to know
probably,
that
yeah, if you wanted to get out of it, you probably could. Yes.
I'm mentally unfit.
Yeah, well, everybody's mentally unfit these days, but we're
A
we think we need medicine when really we just need to turn the lights on in the house and maybe get outside for an hour a day.
that is medicine.
It is. I agree.
It's a natural form of medicine.
It is a natural form of medicine. Get off the pills.
I've tried a couple times. Anyway, um, how many did you want to do? That you've done two, you want me to do? I got one more, or do you
Sure.
want to, however many?
Yeah, you can go.
All right. This is going to be a tough one. And you don't have to answer this if you don't want to.
Oof.
I want you to rank my cousins from favorite to least favorite.
Okay. So we're
Leave the
talking.
leave the
We're
young kid.
talking. Leave the young kids out. Okay. So my options are Nick, Michael, Sean, Austin. Those four, or
You could rank Joey if you wanted to, but he would be last because you don't know him.
I don't know Joey, so I'm gonna leave him out of it. Um,
This is a hard hitter, dude. Feelings might get hurt.
this is a hard hitter. I'm gonna have to throw Austin first because I know Austin the best. I've spent the most time with him. He's a good kid. He's a lanky fuck, but I like Austin. Next, I don't want to hurt any feelings. Who's the younger one? I think it's Michael's brother, Sean.
No, no, Joey is Michael's brother.
Who's the one? Is that Nick's brother?
Nick has a sister.
I don't know her. Who's the other one? So obviously Michael is about your age, right?
They're all Michael, Sean, and Nick are my age.
Sean's younger than Michael and younger than Nick, correct?
Yes, it's Nicholas, Michael, Sean, me.
He's got the fro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Sean. Sean's a funny guy.
You putting Sean at 2?
I'm putting Sean at 2.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm putting Sean at 2. I'm putting Nick at 3. I do like Nick. Me and Nick are tight. We're boys. But he doesn't make me laugh as much as Sean does. Me and Sean vibed at your bachelor party. He's a funny kid.
Yeah, they're all good dudes.
And then Michael's just gonna be last. I'm sorry, Michael, but your last doesn't mean I don't like you. You know, haven't spent tons of time with you. He did do a lot for your bachelor party trip, which was nice. He helped out a lot with that. Made some interesting choices. I'm not going to get into it too much, but some interesting choices. But yeah, that's my ranking. I'm going Austin, Sean, Nick, and Michael.
Interesting. Couple surprises there.
Yeah, I got to keep you on your toes.
None of them listen except Austin, so he'll be happy.
Yeah, I mean he was the obvious choice for number 1,
yeah.
but
it's funny, Sean.
I'm gonna end the random question with one question, and the question is, what are you gonna do to get yourself back on track in this workout thing?
I've actually already started today.
Yeah.
I have eaten all of my meals today at home. And I think I'm addicted to
cookout milkshakes.
Well, that's black tar heroin, buddy. Anybody's addicted to them. I'm addicted to I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Like something quick, like easy.
The convenience
of like fast food. I don't even care for fast food that much because I like healthy food. But I had to fight my body to order DoorDash today.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. And that's just
yeah, I had to like fight my brain. And then I was like, okay, I made 2 eggs and 6 pieces of turkey bacon. It's under 500 calories. So it's substantially less than what I would have had. And I was going to get Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. So, I mean, Chick-fil-A, honestly, way more calories, probably not as sustaining, and way more expensive.
Yeah, way more expensive.
Yeah, and that's the first step, is like getting yourself back on track, is getting yourself in that routine with eating. What about working out?
Tonight, I am going to do a HIIT workout.
What is that HIIT workout going to consist of?
Full body movements. I would go for a run, but it's raining and our game got canceled. Thank God.
Thank God.
Because we were going to get fucked and sucked.
Yeah.
The bad kind.
The bad kind. All right. So I like that. Day 1, right? Not one day. It's day 1. So
And I think I'm gonna start doing the thing that I was doing where I just on Friday I just write my weight down.
Yeah, that's good. I think just make a plan, stick to it, and the plan is going to help you. Um, have something on paper that you can be like, okay, it's Tuesday. Like this is what I'm doing on my workout on Tuesday, along with making those choices to eat right.
And
Um,
I think I'm gonna continue to read. I feel like that's been good.
yeah, definitely getting yourself in that routine, and that's your little mental workout for the day. I think that's big time.
I might, because some days I don't read at all, and then I'll read a lot one day. I might set like a small like checklist goal of maybe like 30 pages a day or something.
Yeah, that's a bunch. I mean, 30 pages in a day is a lot. But if that's what you're gonna stick with, then fucking get after it, baby. Um, all right, you got any final thoughts?
You got a pet peeve?
I got a pet peeve. Um, my pet peeve is not really a thing that always happens, but it's a thing that happened to me. I was getting Bojangles on my drive home, and Bojangles drive-through. Like you know how sometimes they'll ask you like they have like a recorded automated message where it's like, oh, try our Bowberry biscuit, blah blah blah. So it started with that. Then it took my entire order in like a Siri voice. Um, and then I had to repeat my order twice because Siri didn't pick up my voice. And they got my drink wrong.
Yeah, that would um send me through the roof. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I've worked fast food, but and I know how fucking easy it is to just do like working fast food is a pain in the ass when you have to deal with annoying ass people all day. But the thing that bothers me with fast food is if you ask me if I want sauce and then I tell you the sauces I want and they don't end up in the bag, it it I could be a serial murderer in my head. The way it upsets me.
Yeah, yeah, I could see how that'd be super annoying.
But they're probably looking out because I don't be needing all that sauce.
That's true. Maybe they just see you through the drive-through camera and they're like, yeah, I'm not giving them a sauce.
And, but on the topic of the speakers, I never know when to start talking. Like if it's an automated voice and it ends and they don't prompt me to speak, I'll sit there.
Yeah.
I
That's
like when
kind of
I
yeah,
like when people are like, you can order whenever or give me a second.
true. Like let me know something. Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, that's my pet peeve.
I've never had to deal with the AI thing, like the automated, like it takes your order for you. I've never had to deal with that.
It was weird.
If I had a pet peeve other than the obvious one about the sauces, I think I want the weekly release schedule. I don't like. I'm a binger at heart. I want everything to be released at one time.
Yeah, I mean that definitely. Because sometimes I want to watch two episodes in a night.
Yeah, it's I'm a whore for content. It's really what it is.
I feel you there.
I'm a
Um,
I'm a slut for shows.
Slut for shows. All right, so my final thoughts. Bryce's bachelor party is locked in for Chicago. If any listeners have any recommendations, have been to Chicago, let me hear them. Shoot me a text, drop it in the comments section. Any of that though. So we're locked in. We need to find some cool places to go, some must sees. So if you know anything, let me know.
I have a definite thing you need to do. Get a Chicago style pizza.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get a Chicago style pizza and I'll give you a review.
Yeah, because that's the one that's kind of like a meat pie, right?
From what I understand, yes.
Yeah. I've always wondered about that.
We're gonna find out.
We'll toss it on the YouTube. Toss it on the tube.
Toss in the YT, baby.
All right, I think that's I'll plug this right here. Carmex Fresh Cherry Moisturizing Lip Balm. This is the best chapstick in the game.
Yeah, chapstick is an industry plant.
Do you I was gonna end it there, but do you care to elaborate or you want to leave it at that?
I think it just makes your lips in the long term more chapped.
Interesting. I could see that.
I think, yeah, you put on chapstick once, you get that short relief, and then you're like, oh, I need that. When in reality, you just need to be hydrated so your lips don't get as dry.
I think you're anti-medicine.
You could probably say that. Um, but really, you know, dry lips is a result of being dehydrated.
I'm not going to argue that. I
You
don't.
can't.
I don't know if I have anything else. I got a good can haul from this weekend. I got like 30 something cans,
That's
around
what's up.
15 around
I,
15
I
cents.
was I was putting those silver bullets down.
Yeah. Yeah, I had more Bud Light this weekend than I've probably had, and I only had 3 probably in the past 6 years. I haven't had Bud Lights in a night.
All right, dog. Well, that's about it. We'll see you in a couple days for midweeker.
Blessings.